Hi, this is Nayela. Thank you for joining me again today. So, I was talking to somebody earlier, and their situation was around their finances, and everything was very, very heavy, very intense. There was a lot of this pressure, this build up of pressure because the money that they needed to generate was not coming to them. They had so many obligations, and they just really felt like the walls were closing in on them. And I won't name any names, but I feel like talking about this is very important and it's going to help a lot of people. So they felt like the walls were closing in on them because of all this financial pressure, all these obligations, and they felt like there was nothing they could do, and the best solution would be to take themselves out of the situation, and they were having suicidal thoughts. So what I did with this person is I really just got them to come into the now, which isn't the easiest thing to do when you are very stressed, when you're very under pressure, and you're bound to be thinking so far ahead, thinking of all the worst case scenarios. Obviously it's natural, it's it's our human instinct almost. It's like we've got this default mode because of conditioning and because of programming. So it was very important to get this person just to calm down in that moment, just to take a few deep breaths and to come at the situation from a calmer place. And I'm so thankful that they reached out to me, and I'm so thankful that I was able to help them, because I know there's so many people out there in the world right now dealing with very similar things, and they just let it all get on top of them, and very likely if they don't reach out to somebody, it can get very, very messy. So what we then went through was this understanding that what had actually been happening. There was a few different areas, but ultimately this person was giving their power away to money. They were sort of allowing the finances to dictate their choices. They were allowing the money to dictate how they felt. They were allowing the money to really shrink themselves down to the point where they were invisible. Their needs were invisible, their health was invisible, their worth was invisible, and it was all about the money. So what we did is we just really shifted it around so that it got to the place where this person understood that yes, they had been given their power away to money, but also how much power they held within themselves as well. And yeah, fair enough, they're not where they want to be in life. Everything has got a little bit out of control, a little bit messy. But by breaking it down and by sort of working it into a place where they were able to put it into manageable chunks, it didn't feel so overwhelming. It felt actually like they were able to take control of that situation, reclaim their power, and stop that sort of snowballing effect as well, where the whole situation was just getting bigger and crazier and bigger and crazier. And it really helped this person a lot to just let it all out as well, because this person had been sort of keeping it all very close to their chest. They didn't want other people to think badly of them. They didn't want people to judge them either. And they were being very hard on themselves, very overcritical as well. So this helped them a lot. They felt like that weight that was weighing them down was really getting lifted a lot. And what it really was all about was just really coming into the now and just taking that moment just to pause and to breathe. Because when we do feel like those walls are closing in, when we feel like we've got no way out, we just get into this scrambling sort of energy, and it's like we're just trying to grab anything we can, and it doesn't work. It really doesn't work, and I know this from experience myself. If you are coming from a place of scrambling, you're just going to be putting that energy into everything that comes back to you or that you are putting out. If you are calm, if you are centered, if you are in control as much as you possibly can be of your mind, of how you're thinking and of how you're going to come at things, it's so much easier then to reclaim the situation and to not allow your power to be taken away from circumstances as well. And yeah, it really helped this person. So if you are somebody out there who is dealing with that same issue or with very similar issues where you're in a place financially where it is just getting a little, not even a little bit out of control, maybe massively out of control, where you're spiraling into debt. Yeah, figures can get a little bit crazy. You know, you might be thinking, how on earth am I ever going to get out of this? Break it down, you know, just break it down into smaller, manageable chunks. It's pretty obvious, you know, if you've got a huge debt, you're not going to be able to pay it off overnight, very likely. But, you know, what can you pay off now? What can you do in this very moment right now to take the pressure off, to make you feel like you are taking control of that situation again? Because it doesn't have to get all out of control. Yeah, it's easily done. No, don't beat yourself up about it, but do whatever you can in this very moment so you are being proactive, so that you are taking action. And as I said, you know, to take that moment just to have a breather, just to slow down, just to calm everything down. And then the mind is going to be able to really relax, and you're going to be able to come up with solutions. Because when the mind is all crazy and racing away, you know, you're not going to be able to come up with the best solutions because you're going to be too stressed. So just relax as much as you possibly can. You know, maybe go for a walk, have a shower, have a bath. You know, if you're creative, you know, do something creative. You know, maybe play a musical instrument or do some writing or some art. Whatever it is, just to take you away from that situation just for a little while, just to calm everything down, and then come back to it and see what you can do. You know, there's no harm at all in asking for help. Nobody's going to think any less of you. Everybody needs a helping hand every now and again. You don't have to do everything on your own, you know. So if you do want some help, please reach out. Don't suffer in silence. Don't allow everything to pile up on top of you where you do feel out of control and you do feel like your only option is to maybe end your life. Please don't do that, because there's always a way out, there's always a solution. It may not feel like it right now, it may not feel like you've got any other option, but you have. And sometimes just by speaking to somebody about it, it becomes all the more obvious that there is actually a route that you just hadn't thought of before. So I'm going to leave that with you today. As I said, I really think that many people right now are dealing with some sort of financial crisis, or maybe feeling like life in general is going a little bit out of control, that you feel like life's running away with you. Whatever the situation is, just pause, take a minute, take a breather, come at it from a different perspective, and you may find your way through it that way. Or if you've tried that and you still feel like you're not getting anywhere, you still feel like you're very stuck, reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody that you feel is either going to listen to you from a non-judgmental viewpoint, or somebody that's an expert in the field that you need help in. Whatever it is, there's always a way forward. So I'm going to leave that with you today. I'm wishing you all the very, very best. I'm sending you all my love, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.